Welcome to Better Daily Life, where we are moving forward 1% better every single day. Download the app and supercharge your journey at betterdaily.life. Now it's time to ditch facts and get facts with your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. It is Nutrition Tips Tuesday. And on Nutrition Tip Tuesday, we go through something from a nutrition perspective to help you on your 1% better journey. And today we're going to talk about zinc. Zinc is an extremely important trace mineral in your body, and many people do not get enough of it from their diets. And so I want to talk about that because recently, and this is probably something you've heard from me before in Better Daily, well, two things that you've heard from me in Better Daily that are worth reiterating here. First of all, it's extremely important to me that we maintain healthy immune systems throughout the months where many people are passing illnesses around. Remember, we're exposed to pathogens on a regular basis, and whether or not they make you sick has a lot to do with whether or not your immune function is prepared to deal with the pathogen. If your immune function's not ready to deal with the pathogen, perhaps you've gotten some terrible sleep, maybe you even over-exercised, maybe you're eating like garbage, maybe you're extremely stressed out, maybe you're just getting over another illness, or you have an underlying immune system problem. But the reality is if your immune system is not prepared for pathogens, when you get exposed to them, you get sick, and that really stinks. So it's really important to me to keep our community happy and healthy on the betterment journey front. And so I talk about immune response regularly, and zinc is a powerful part of our immune response. Also, it's important to me that here in the Better Daily community, if you can get good nutrients from the food that you're eating, because you're intelligent about your food intake and because you know how to feed yourself well in a world where feeding yourself well is actually pretty hard. And it's important to me that you're able to do that so that when we talk about things like zinc, you don't automatically end up in the supplement aisle at Walmart looking for zinc because Alex said zinc is good for you, because I'm also kind of a supplement minimalist. Not kind of, I am. And what I mean by that is I think supplements can be great to shore up gaps in our dietary intake, can be really helpful for deficiencies. They can be really helpful for people who have a hard time getting different minerals and nutrients from their food. But by and large, I would love for you to get everything you need from the food you eat on a regular basis rather than having to rely heavily on supplements to do that. And so today we're going to talk about zinc, what it does in the body, and I'm going to talk about how you can get that in your dietary intake. So first of all, zinc is a trace mineral. It's the second most abundant trace mineral in your body next to iron. Iron is an extremely important trace mineral in your body that we haven't really talked about. So maybe we'll do it on another Nutrition Tip Tuesday, but not a lot of people are deficient in iron as there are as many people who are mildly deficient in zinc. And so that's why it's at the top of my priority list today. So it's the second most important, or second most abundant trace mineral in your body. And it's involved in so many different things. It's involved in gene expression. You hear me talk here pretty often about how exercise doesn't just burn calories. In fact, that's like one of the least important things that exercise does for you. Exercise is an adaptive stress that goes all the way down to your DNA and signals your body to turn on genes that weren't previously on for you and to turn off genes that might have been turned on that needed to be turned off. That's called an epigenetic response. Zinc is involved in the epigenetic adaptations that you've heard me reference here before. Zinc is also involved in our body's ability to recover. So there was a really interesting study done that showed that individuals who had diabetic ulcers on their feet, so a diabetic ulcer is where the capillaries in your extremities, primarily your feet, are attacked and destroyed by blood sugar, and so it makes the extremities of your body really slow to heal. And so that's why individuals who have diabetes struggle with like gangrene on their feet and sometimes lose parts of their foot or maybe even their whole foot to infections that their body can't fight off. Well, in one study where individuals who had diabetic ulcers, like they had these sores on their feet that weren't going away and could turn into an infection and could result in an amputation, diabetics who took 50 milligrams of zinc per day actually found healing in their skin ulcers. And so zinc is an important part of healing skin and a number of other things. You might have something called ulcerative colitis, which is a condition where those ulcers aren't on your skin, they're actually in your large intestine, and that's a very painful condition. And so zinc has actually also been shown to help those with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis heal their digestive tract a little more quickly. And then zinc is also in large part involved in hormonal regulation. So males who are mildly deficient in zinc found an increase of 80% in testosterone when they took 20 milligrams of zinc per day. So zinc is a very powerful trace mineral. Now, I recommend getting zinc from the food that you eat, and that's what I want to talk about in just a second. But if you're like listening to this, you're like, I might need to consume some zinc. What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you this morning, brother. If you are going to take it in supplement form, the safe upper dosage per day is 30 milligrams. Men on average need about 11 milligrams of zinc per day. Women on average need about 9 milligrams of zinc per day. Again, I'd like you to get that from your food, and we'll talk about those sources in a second. Looks like Jonathan put a chicken leg, a steak emoji, a carrot, and some eggs, so he's onto it. He knows he's heard of zinc before. That's right. There's not all of the emojis in the world, but those emojis are good emojis for zinc, right? And so if you are going to consume zinc, the tolerable upper limit is 30 milligrams per day. And they've done studies on that dosage for about 10 weeks at a time. So that means that if you are taking a zinc supplement, please don't go get like a 50 milligram or 70 milligram supplement and add that to your life every day, because zinc toxicity will do things like give you headaches, diarrhea, nausea. Not cool. You don't want to do that to yourself while you're trying to help yourself be healthy. But the cool thing about zinc is there are amazing sources of zinc in our food. So there are animal sources and there are plant sources. I find the plant sources to be particularly interesting. Things like pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have a lot of zinc. You thought pumpkin pie was just a thing to enjoy, but no, we roast pumpkin seeds this time of year. There's also chia, and then there's something called hemp hearts. And in the case that you've never had a hemp heart, I brought my little package here with you because that sounds weird, but I mean, it's just a little seed. I don't know if you can see it there. Look, we eat this in Greek yogurt. My son Bennett calls them crunchies. It's like, can I have yogurt, honey, and crunchies, please? And that means he wants some hemp hearts in his yogurt. So hemp hearts are a great source of zinc. They're also a great source of things like phosphorus and whatnot. I've talked about them before here. And as far as plant sources go, sometimes it's really hard to find those trace minerals like zinc and manganese and magnesium and phosphorus. And so hemp hearts are a cool way to get that in your diet from a plant perspective. Some people put them in smoothies. Some people stick them on salads and whatnot. I like them in Greek yogurt personally. So those are plant sources. And then animal sources, you get a lot more zinc from animal sources in general. So things like beef, steak. Steak is a great source of zinc, and your chicken, your turkey, basically any living muscle tissue is going to have zinc in it. Like I said, it's the second most abundant trace mineral in your body, which means you have lots of zinc in your muscles, and therefore animals like turkeys and chicken and cows and pigs have quite a bit of zinc in their muscle tissue as well. However, the most abundant source of zinc in the animal kingdom is actually oysters. And oysters, you can get somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 milligrams of zinc in one serving of oysters, depending on the oyster. And, well, and I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but personally, I like to get my zinc from oysters. I keep canned oysters around. I have them with crackers a couple times a week, and I don't need to buy a zinc supplement because I get oysters, and oysters are also a fantastic source of protein. I had somebody reach out once and they're like, do you know, like, oysters are really dirty? Like, have you seen the process that they go through to farm them and stuff? And I'm like, I don't know if you've watched cows recently, but they're not particularly clean either. Nor are the Oscar Mayer Franks in the refrigerator. They're sanitary, but food can be dirty. I'm really not that worried about it. Anyway, that said, the canned oyster stuff is cooked, so I don't have to worry about, getting a... Did you guys see Osmosis Jones? You ever seen that movie? What was it? Bill Murray? He eats a oyster and ends up with, like, the Black Death or the Red Death. Ends up with the Red Death virus in his body, and Osmosis Jones and his little buddy have to fight him off. It's actually a pretty fun movie. I am a nerd, and I think it's a wonderful way to teach anatomy to children, but... It's got some tongue-in-cheek humor in it, too. Anyway, the point is, if you eat cooked oysters, you don't have to worry about the Red Death. And so I would recommend eating your oysters cooked. And if you do like raw oysters in a half shell, I generally only do that in Mexico, but I hear there's some great places here in the States to find that. Not in Arkansas. Maybe I'm wrong. If somebody from Arkansas knows better, let me know. But the point is, zinc is powerful and good for you. It's helpful for healing your body. It's helpful for healing your skin. It's helpful for boosting your immune system. It's helpful for regulating your hormonal system. And it's extremely important with regard to maintaining those genetic adaptations that we're working toward. Because when we work toward 1% better every day, we're not trying to burn calories. We're not trying to eat perfectly. We are trying to take what we've been given in our bodies and to make the best use of it and get a little better at taking better care of ourselves every day and get a little better at using ourselves well every day and get a little better at recovering every day so that hopefully at the end of your life, you can say, I played the best game with the hand I've been dealt. I took what had been given to me and I did the best with it. And I think zinc can be a part of that for you. So what are your favorite sources of zinc? Personally, I'm a steak and oysters kind of guy, but I'd love to hear from you. And do you need to get more of it? Are you wrestling with things like digestive issues, ulcerative colitis? Do you heal slowly? Have you been sick a lot lately? Please, please, please get yourself some zinc in your diet. Very, very helpful. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Thank you so much for joining me for Nutrition Tip Tuesday. Watch your zinc intake this time of year. Get some more of it. And until next time, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% better. Be you, just better, in mind, body, and spirit. Go to betterdaily.life, download our app, and check out our 5-star coaching resources. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.life today.